All right. All right. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. Hello, everyone. Back here again for another season, getting everything up and running. We're about to kick off. Technology was not my friend this morning, but we are here now. So we're here with a better setup, better graphics, better engagement, better everything. Hopefully a better team. That's what we want. A better team, better results. Okay, I have this up and running. The chat is here. I have to remember how to do everything on Twitch again. Use the docs on the menu bar to show chat, which doesn't really work over there right now. Okay, so if you want to chat with me on Twitch. I do have that window open over here. So here we go. Teams are lined up. I am excited. I'm so glad that we made some adjustments, because otherwise I would not have been excited. The end of last season, I was not very excited. Let's just say that. So, earlier results, Man City pulled it out, scored 2 goals in the last 10 plus, 12 plus minutes. Brighton had quite the first half. I did not see the goals in that. By the time I rolled my happy butt out of bed, they were already 4-0 up, and a red card had been given in that game. I have not gone back and seen what happened. I was actually watching the City game while I was prepping for this stream. Almost thought... This is a recurring theme on this channel, but almost thought I wasn't going to be ready because of some technical issues. So, yeah. But here I am, alive and kicking and streaming to el masses like you guys. No, my Bluetooth controller did not die. Okay, good. Yeah, you will notice better graphics. This thing will actually slide through, should slide through different stats over here on this side. This beautiful side. Hold on. I'm trying to do my best Vanna White. These beautiful things. Up, there we go. Now it's rotating. The problem is there's nothing going on, so it rotates to nothing. So, but you'll see it as they start coming up. We're getting ready for kickoff here. Everything will be more efficient this season, hopefully. Everything will be more efficient. Liverpool kick it off. Gravenberg, Zobazlai. Who gives the ball away? Okay. First foul. Handball by Gravenberg in midfield. Game started fast already, and I think 3 players have touched the ball. 4 players. If you include the Newcastle, Osasuna. Xhaka is starting in the back. It's pretty much the same starting lineup that Ariola rolled out at Como. Same formation, 4-2-3-1. Here's a free kick into the box by Newcastle, headed towards Allison, who picks it up. Plays it out to Kirkaz, back to Van Dijk. Boots it up to Wirtz, playing on this 4-2-3-1. So Isak is the target. You got Wirtz and Rio on the sides, up along them. No, sorry. You got Gakpo and Rio, and then Wirtz playing in behind. Playing in behind Isak is the number 10. And then McAllister, or not McAllister, Zobozlai and Gravenberch is a double pivot. Now here that comes out to Gakpo. Here's back to Wirtz. Here's a shot blocked. It was already good front to back. As I was describing that, kept pausing because I wanted to start describing the plays. Because that was already, Wirtz picks up the ball like deep. Actually, Frimpong picks up the ball deep, plays a 1-2 with Wirtz, or plays it out to Wirtz, who cuts in, plays it out to Gakpo, back to Wirtz, and then a good shot. Now my stream is frozen. Great. I'm gonna do this again this year. All right, let's go find the British stream or something. There we go. All right. We are back. Newcastle have a new coach also. Matthias Heisele. Jasile. Belgian, I think that was the flag. Newcastle have the ball in the back. They're going to kick it up. Gravenberch. No, that's Jacket that won that ball. Now all the way up to Isak in the box. Tracks two players. I'm sure Isak is getting a lot of stick by the Newcastle supporters. Newcastle cleared the ball out to Van Dijk, who wins it, plays it to Jacket in the center of the park. Jacket brings it up calmly. Plays it up to Rio. Rio attracting attention from two. Back to Frimpong. Back to Jacket. Plays his 1-2 with Gravenberch. Frimpong. Gravenberch turns into space. Driving to the goal. Oh, plays it in the middle and tried to pass it. It was errant. Now here comes Newcastle on the counter. And Elanga is going to put it in on the counter. I guess this stream's a little behind because I looked down and I saw it all happen. I saw all this shit flash in front of me. Great. Time to find a better stream. Faster stream. There goes my excitement. 5 minutes. For what it's worth, it was a good counterattack. It was a very good counterattack. God damn it. Oh, God damn it. Glad I sorted my technical difficulties out for that. It's 1-0 to Newcastle. what's annoying about that too is Gravenberg took that ball, drove all the way, and just wasn't on the same page. Two Liverpool players could have gotten the ball in an attacking position, and 3 passes later, it's in the back of the net. Motherfucker. All right, Liverpool have a throw just the other side of midfield. Jacket. Areola urging them up. I mean, that's fine. Just don't get caught on the counter like that. I mean, to be fair, it was a good piece of counterattack by Newcastle. You have to give them credit for that. Like, it wasn't a soft goal. What was soft about it was the fact that nobody tried to get that ball in an attacking position, and then 2-3 passes later, it's in the back of the net. Here's Zobozlai, about 40 yards, plays it to Wirtz, plays it up to Frimpong on the touchline, cuts it back in, Isak, nobody, and then now the outlet ball picked up by Jacket. Every time they kick an outlet ball now, I'm going to wonder, because that goal came against the run of play largely. I mean, Liverpool had the ball, they're bringing it up, so that goes to show you how Newcastle are going to play. They're going to be sitting deep and wanting to counterattack, because that's exactly what they did there. So, got to get used to that today. Let's let this shirt come out. Not going to walk alone, boys. Not going to walk alone. You got at least me. Here's a free kick by Zobozlai into the box. Van Dijk heads it over. Oh, heads it, gets a deflection for a corner. Okay. Corner. It was a good ball in by Zobozlai. Don't know if that might have came off of Van Dijk, but I don't know that they have that World Cup rule that can overturn corners. Here's the corner, headed out by, I think that was Harvey Barnes. Wirtz to Kirkaz, back out to Zobozlai, plays it back into the box, headed down, Gakpo, ball, shot blocked. Now Newcastle trying to work it out. Kirkaz harries the ball out. It's going to be a throw for Newcastle. I mean, that goal really did come against the run of play. I honestly, like, we'll let the stats come up, and we'll see, but I feel like that goal came against the run of play. Yeah, I mean, look at that. 73% possession. I don't think they're going to have... I would bet money. If I could log into Kalshi, figure that out, I bet they're not going to have very many shots on target. Kirkaz is going to get fouled deep in his own half in battle for the ball. It's frustrating, but I don't know who I'm frustrated with there. I'm frustrated though. God damn it. I mean, nothing's happened beyond that goal, but I have to get up and walk. Pace around. All right, we're back. I'm calmer, I think. Newcastle free kick right about midfield. They're going to play it out left. Now down the wing. Number 3 for them. Hall. Now 11 gets blocked by Jacket. All right, well, Newcastle are now playing a little bit, but passing the ball all the way back to the keeper. New keeper, looks like. Here's a long ball over the top. Allison comes and heads it, and then tried to... It's probably better I don't talk about that. No, ball comes in over the top. Jacket and Van Dijk are all over. I think that was Osula, or it might have been whoever that guy that scored the goal was. No, it was Osula, I think. But Allison came out and headed it and then got awarded the foul. There's Gravenberg bringing it up. Gakpo. Kirkez, Gravenberg. Van Dijk. Jacket. To Wirtz. Turns to Rio. All the way out. Rio's not going to be able to save that. A little too much pace on the ball for Rio. Yeah. It was actually Gakpo just watching the ball. The slide tackle went out. Cleared the ball. I think it was Osula. Holds it up through midfield and then plays it out to Elanga, and Elanga finishes it. And Kirkez, needs to do better there. Gakpo needs to do better there. Those are the two folks that, Gakpo needs to do better winning that ball in the box. Now Frimpong loses it, trying to advance. Here's a crossfield ball to Elanga, goes out of play. And then Kirkez gives him so much space at the end to pick out the far corner there. I don't know what he's doing, why he's one-on-one with the defender in front of the box in that position, and he's miles away from him. And Newcastle they capitalized. They capitalized. And honestly, it's shades of last season a little bit. We're so prone on that counter. We're so prone to the thing that Areola does. Now here come Newcastle again, trying to go over the top, but a little too much on that ball. Comes to Allison. I should be more in sync with what's going on in the game. PS. I found a much faster stream. And I said that, and my stream just froze. It's back now, but yeah. All right, well, Newcastle have the ball again. Newcastle in kind of an extended spell of possession. You know, based on everything that we've seen thus far in the opening weekend, 2-1 doesn't sound so bad. You know, coming into it, you're fantasizing like 5-0 St. James's Park to make a statement, but 2-1 does not sound so bad. Gakpo wins the ball, plays it out to Rio. Rio does well to run away from a few defenders. Plays it to Frimpong. Back to Rio. Rio plays it to Isaac, who's out wide. Zobozlai to Van Dijk, out to Wirtz. Back to Kirkaz, who's going to play it all the way back to the keeper. Now plays it to Jacket, who's going to bring it up past midfield. Man, Jacket looks composed on that ball. Let's see how long he's able to play in the Premier League. Now Rio, out wide, stands it up to the back post. Nobody, so it retrieved by Isaac. Isaac now got 2 players on him. Plays it back to Kirkaz, who's going to put a low ball in. Words with the shot. Oh, saved by the keeper. Oh, low shot. Horny check? Horny boy check? Hornacek? I don't know. That was a pretty good save by the keeper. Wirtz hit a low shot into the ground, bouncing off the turf. Keeper outstretched arms. Here's a corner by Zobozlai. Van Dijk went for it, missed it. Kirkaz tries to lash a shot and just blasts it over. Okay. I feel like I'm going to need a lot of tea for this game, or I'm going to need something. If I was still drinking, it'd probably be whiskey to calm my nerves from this start. But alas, not in my teetotaling days. All right, ball's all the way back to Hornycheck. Hornycheck. I'm gonna call him Hornycheck from now on. And I hope he's from Czechoslovakia, so that it makes my comparison even truer. You know, we'll see. We shall see. Newcastle will have some possession, but now Kirkaz wins it back. Aggressive touches. Jesus Christ. Kirkaz is flying around like a bat out of hell. That's the only way you can describe what Kirkaz is doing. What's the right position? Right here, which is actually right in front of the TV. This is the spot right here where all the magic happens. This is the spot I needed to be in all along for a goal to be scored. See where my chair wheels are positioned so that I can always replicate the lucky spot. You know what I mean? I'm not superstitious per se, but I'm a little stitious. You know? I think Michael Scott said that. I wonder who did say that. I think that was a Michael Scott quote, if I'm not mistaken. Nothing a quick Google search can't change while they... Yep, Michael Scott. Steve Carell line. Here's Gakpo to Kirkaz on the overlay, who's in the box, plays it back in, palmed out by the keeper, cleared out that was a good pass. If the keeper doesn't get there, doesn't palm that away to safety, I think you've got. It looked like two players that were waiting to receive that in the middle and put that in. Now here's Zobozlai, plays it out to Rio, who's gonna try to step turn away from two defenders, beat one, didn't beat the other. Rio's getting a lot of attention. I think all the forward players now. Here's Wissa, wins the ball on Newcastle. I'm surprised my shots number hasn't updated yet. Honestly, it looks like it's a little delayed. Let me do this. Yeah. It seemed like the stats are getting a little stuck somewhere. I'll have to look at that later. That was a good piece of play by Newcastle. In the meanwhile, a big ball out to the right, and then a shot in. Kirkez closed it down, knocked it out for a corner. I was going to say, those possession numbers look a little off, and then I saw the shots. Here comes Newcastle on the corner. Gakpo headed out. Harvey Barnes getting closed down by Frimpong. Fights him off. Plays it back. Zoboslai tried to play Wirtz on an outlet, and the pass got deflected. Okay, here's Rio. No, Isak out wide. He's going to get... No, it's not going to be judged a foul, and Isak is rolling around on the ground in pain. Now here's Wissa. Plays it in. Oh my God, what is going on, guys? What is going on? I don't know what was going on between Jacket and Allison, but Wissa made the turn, and he plays a pass in the middle. Jacket, gets tripped up, and so I think Allison thinks Jacket has it covered, and Jacket does, but he stumbles legs, and then Allison gets surprised and kind of kicks it, and then thank God the Newcastle player touched it on the way out for a goal kick, because otherwise that would have been a corner. So trying to sustain some pressure. This keeps getting stuck. Seems like. Didn't want to have to do this. Liverpool are going to get a free kick, and this is going to be a yellow card. The free kick's in a dangerous position, too, for Zobozlai. Seems like the scoreboard keeps getting stuck. Are you able to... Asking Claude to diagnose if there is an API issue or a rate error or something. It seems to work if I manually refresh by to a match. And then here's a free kick by Zobozai into the wall. Now here come Newcastle again. Harvey Barnes. Zobozai is going to get a throw from him. No, it's working. I just saw the yellow card come up, so it's definitely working. Or at least yeah, see the yellow card's there, so it's working. Don't need to waste clock credits down here. Here's Gakpo with the shot blocked. Here is Wirtz out to Kirkez. Gakpo. Wirtz now. Gakpo lifts it to the back. Headed down. Now Van Dijk's going to collect it. Just about a little past midfield now. Frimpong couldn't bring it down. Zobozai found him with a good pass in the box in a dangerous position. Frimpong, get back. Get back. This is my biggest frustration with Frimpong. Now here is Gakpo. He's going to lose the ball. Elanga tries to play it out. Only as far as Van Dijk. Back towards to Van Dijk. Jacket bringing it up to Zobozai. Plays it out to Rio. Rio tried to find Isak but couldn't. And the Newcastle players are going to get a foul. Okay. Kind of been a flat first half for Liverpool. I guess we're all hoping that Areola would come in and wave a magic wand and wipe away slot ball, but I don't know if it's going to be that easy. Here's Kirkez with a shot. I don't know why the Kirkez is shooting from these places. Kirkez getting in these places and taking shots. I don't think Isak's had a shot on a shot. Period. Yeah, no, the stats do seem to get stuck until they're... event, like a yellow card, goal, red, etc. Take some screenshots. Somebody got a yellow card. Milos Kirkez got a yellow card. Not surprised. I think it's going to be Frimpong. I got a yellow card. Yeah, it was Frimpong. I don't know why my thing says Kirkez. Newcastle are going to have a dangerous position. See what happens while Claude looks at what's going on. We got number 10 and number 3 over the ball for Newcastle. Into the wall by number 10. Second shot deflected in behind for a corner. 10 is Osula. There's no who's been the better side. I think the scoreboard has kind of said it all. I mean, this you could always be like, this is going to be a tough game, blah, blah, blah. We did win in the final minute on a Rio strike last game. But I think everybody wanted Ariola to come in and wave a magic wand, and that's not the case. Now, here's a ball out to Isaac, who's going to play through. Oh, good pass. He found so many players that, and then Frimpong. God, we need another right back. We need a real right back, not a guy who wants to play. Like, he's in the middle of the pitch right now. Like, when Trent left, that was going to be the benefit, is we actually were going to have somebody. Oh, that was a bad pass. We actually had somebody. We potentially might have somebody who would stay at right back, because Trent definitely drifted up into attack a lot. But it was fine because of the quality that he produced. Now we have somebody who likes to drift up into attack without near that quality, and then gets caught in behind. So it's like, we've definitely gotten worse in that area. It'd be one thing if he knew how to stay in his place and positionally be right. But he goes into these positions, gets caught out all of the time. Can't wait for Connor Bradley to come back. Rio wins the ball back on the right touchline. Does well. Gets it back to Gravenberg, who's going to get fouled. There's going to be a yellow card that comes up. Let's see how this yellow card registers on my scoreboard. I think it'll be, say it was 67 who made the foul. Who's Lewis Miley? Zobozlai, ball in, headed out. Kirkaz, again, in a position that he likes to take unnecessary shots from, but he takes it out wide and then loses the ball. I don't know if Kirkaz also got a yellow card. That might have not happened, and ESPN might have admitted at first it was Kirkaz. Here's Wissa in the midfield. He's going to get fouled by Zobozlai. I guess I'm glad nobody's fucking chatting or watching my misery again. We're just back to where we were last season, pretty much. Me just debugging scoreboards with Claude. Here's Rio. Beats his man, crosses it in, but gets deflected and bounces to the keeper. Horny check. Who picks it up, takes his time with it. I am still unsure if Kirk has also got a yellow. He might have. No, he did not. Yes, he did. So both of them have been booked, both fullbacks. Great. 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 Who is on the bench? I mean, Arujo could play right back, but oh, here's Gravenberg. Plays it out to Wirtz on the left-hand side. He's in the box. Beats a man. Oh, tried to stand it up for Szoboszlai, who was arriving in the center of the box. Top of the box. Here's Frimpong, Rio, one-on-one with his man. As the second guy drifts over, back to Frimpong. Who's gonna curl it in. That was actually a pretty good ball by Frimpong. That was a pretty dangerous looking this is going to be a corner for Liverpool. Here it comes from Szoboszlai. It's going to go out again for another corner. Off of Miley, I think. That was a wickedly curved ball in by Szoboszlai. Looked like a curveball in midair. Headed out by Newcastle. Frimpong to Wirtz on the right side. Plays it to Gravenberg in the middle. Tried to play it to Isak. That got deflected and again picked up by the keeper. Booted long. Van Dijk heads it forward, but Wissa picks it up, running into space, running into a lot of space. Now plays it for Elanga. Frimpong comes back and saves a goal kick, but really only played it kind of back to Osula. Now Liverpool are going to get the throw on the right side. Wirtz floats kind of a ball into the middle. That's going to go out for a throw on the left-hand side. Wirtz. Jacket. Jacket with an errant pass, but then Gravenberg won it, took a shot, another deflection. And Newcastle are going to get the corner or the goal kick. Still waiting for the scoreboard fix to happen. There's a scoreboard fix in the works by Claudius. All right. Wirtz picks it up at midfield. It goes, but kind of goes out for a Newcastle throw. What would I say about this first half? I mean, it's been a tight one between the two teams. You know, and I'm trying to avoid saying all of this was going to be a tricky fixture. It's stuff that everybody says when they lose, like Spurs fans yesterday after getting thrashed. Should have been worse than 5-0 or 3-0. I mean, it should have been like 5-0 yesterday. Brentford let him off the hook. Surprised Wissa didn't get a yellow card for that. Gakpo. What is Claude telling me? Claude did a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, stats fresh every 30 seconds. That's one change that we should be seeing. I'm gonna have to figure out how the momentum bar is being calculated, because I don't know that Liverpool have as much momentum as it says. The server. Okay. The server needs to be restarted, so Claude told me to do it at halftime. Man, Claude can figure all sorts of shit out for me, so I don't have to. Oh no. There goes my stream. Okay, we are back. And looks like it's going to be a free kick. About 40 yards left side, ball in, gets headed out. Going to go for a throw. Zobozlai picks it up and throws it to Kirkez. Back to Zobozlai, who whips one back in. Gakpo comes down. This is going to be a foul for Newcastle. Maybe I'll run a comb through my hair at halftime too, in addition to restarting the server. It's only 1 minute of stoppage time, as we can see. What's left on my task list for the weekend? Jesus Christ. Laundry, Got to do laundry. Uh, that's probably gonna get blown for halftime. As soon as the ball gets back in. Yep. All right, I'm gonna restart this server now. And I'm gonna go get a cup of tea, and I'm going to run a comb through specifically this side of my hair. All right. BRB. All right, we are back. I think the right click the... I think I'm going to have to do that for all of them. Yeah. Soccer news properties. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it, Bobby. The WebSocket's disconnected. WebSocket's connected. League control. There we go. There we go. Okay. Scoreboard stuff refreshed. Hair combed. Tea bag steeping. Summary of the first half. Pretty even. One moment of quality from Newcastle is the difference in the game. And really it was front to back very quickly, so we got Areola balled. Other than that, it's just kind of been, you know, a bunch of like near moments kind of on both sides. Liverpool have had maybe the better near moments, but Newcastle have had the moment that matters. So, I mean, it could be worse. It could be getting run off the pitch, but let's see what the second half brings, because, you know, we have fitness issues, we have player issues. It's clear we need something more from the attack. They have not really looked connected. Isak's gotten a lot of stick, which you can understand. So let's see if he can make that full 90. Both fullbacks got booked like within a 20-second span of each other, apparently. Like, it happened so fast that my stream buffered, and when it came back, both fullbacks were booked. So, okay. Let's see what happens in the second half. And, I mean, it depends on what Chelsea do tomorrow, but knee-jerk reactions after week one is Arsenal are looking pretty good, and the Tottenham are getting relegated. When does a live scoreboard update to the table? Maybe at halftime. No, I mean, the other one is. So I was going to kind of look at the table and go, knee-jerk reaction. Here's how it's going to finish based on week one. Brentford and Arsenal sharing the Premier League title. actually Brighton that are at the top of the table after today because they had apparently a spectacular first half against fucking Aston Villa, and Aston Villa are getting relegated along with Tottenham. Yeah. Yeah. 1-0 would get you deadlocked for 6th through 10th. No, 6th through 9th. Looks like 1-1 puts you. There have been no draws. Looking at the scoreboard, there have been no draws. So a point puts you firmly in the middle. If both teams are to get a point from this, put them firmly at 9th and 10th with one game remaining. So potentially 10th and 11th right at mid-table. But as it stands right now, where's my hat? Or maybe I don't need to wear the hat. What did I do? What was going on when the goal happened? Do the opposite of that. I think I was wearing the hat. So if they score again, I'm taking the hat off, or maybe putting on another hat. Man, I wish they were giving me more to be excited about, but they're not. Also, it's halftime, so yeah, I don't understand. They're replaying the goal. I don't understand why Elanga has so much space to make that finish. And he does what a professional footballer would do. Put it in an unreachable spot from the goalkeeper. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I mean, I think Tsimikas is on the bench, so you think that at least there's one natural person who can come in and take the like a natural position. Let's see who else is there. Naoni is there. That's more midfield though. Tsimikas. Don't think McConnell can play back there. And Arujo. But I don't think Jacket lasts 90. Endo. I don't know, maybe Endo comes in at center back and Arujo comes in at right back and Simicas comes in at left back. I tell you, those two backs did not do us any favors. So, and they're both kind of wild cards. All right, we're getting the second half kicked off. Newcastle are going to kick it off. And we're off. Okay. Well, Liverpool win the ball back early. Gravenberch, Kirkez. Kirkez driving in. Holds the ball up well. Now to Gakpo. Cuts it inside. Please don't shoot, Cody. Back to Gravenberch. Gravenberch back to Gakpo in a good position and tried to play it back in. It's going to get knocked out for a corner. He actually had a shot with his left foot there for a second, but it seems like he's not confident. It's like Gakpo, he's confident when it's not important, is my take. And when the pressure ratchets up, there's a ball in, back post, gets kind of punched, bungled, comes down for Wirtz, who stabs a toe at it, it gets blocked, and now Newcastle run away on the counter with some numbers. Here's Alanga, comes in, ball one back. Now Wirtz is going to bring it back up the field, and Isak is no, not Isak. I think it's, thank God that wasn't Isak holding his hand, putting his hands on his knees. Rio back to Wirtz, who's going to play it to Frimpong on the touchline, crosses it back in, headed out. Wonder what the tactical instruction was at halftime. Definitely something, because, I mean, both sides are kind of, the game's opened up. Oh, good pass out to Sula, who's going to win the ball. He's going to cut it back in. Knocked out by Van Dijk. Shot by Miley. Okay. Both sides. So that came in from the corner. Went to the back post. There was like two players. They got punched out. Then knocked out. Jacket and Isak got in each other's way. And then there were two Newcastle players there and a keeper. It was quite the crowd. Here's a ball out to Gakpo, who's going to get a free kick right at about midfield on the left side. Liverpool have the ball deep in their own half. Jacket bringing it up. Jacquet. Is it Jacquet or Jacket? I'm pretty sure it's Jacquet. Van Dijk back to Allison to Jacket. Now out to Kirkez. Plays it back in to Gakpo, who played with them, and then Milos Kirkez did Milos Kirkez things. He's another player who looks good in the preseason. That was a great tackle by Gravenberch to win the ball. What a ball-winning tackle. And now he has it. Otherwise, Wissa was off. That was a fantastic tackle. Now, Frimpong out to Rio. Rio runs at the defender. Goes backwards, comes back to Zobozlai. Van Dyke. Plays it out to Gakpo, who, I mean, the ball looked like it was there, and Gravenberg's struggling a little bit. Let's see this ball-winning tackle by Gravenberg. Oh, what a tackle. What a tackle. Now Gravenberg, again, beats Wissa off the ball, and he's going to get fouled. Nope. They're not going to give him the foul. Ref blows it in the other direction. I think for a throw. Or it might have been a handball after. Yeah, it's the handball after the. All right, here's Frimpong. Bringing it up. Plays it out to Rio. Back to Frimpong, too long for him. There is no connection between the front and the back. I mean, the midfielders are bringing the ball up, but the front players, there's just no connection between them and any of the players in link up play. I think, with the exception of Wirtz, is okay at times, but even, yeah, I mean, we know it's going to take time, so really the longer this game goes on, 1-0 down, the more you just hope that you can find the breakthrough. So become curious to see what is in Ariel's back pocket, what he's thinking with the squad in terms of changes. Because the players who are out that are part of the squad, so Harvey Elliott's not named in this squad. I noticed that. Is he and I just missed him? No, he's not named in this squad. Here's Kirkez. Gakpo takes a shot, not that far off, but maybe could have found another option there. Not that far off, but never on the frame. I mean, he beat a man. It wasn't that far off. Is trying to get it to come down. Oh, he hit a cameraman in the back of the head who did not see that because his back was turned. I mean, how would we feel about this game if Newcastle hadn't scored that goal? I think it would still be the same level of frustration. I mean, that doesn't change what we've seen from Liverpool, right? So, like, they have the machine in place and the gears are being built, and it's showing that how it can run, but maybe it's not in its final finish. Say, yeah, there's a good ball to Gakpo from Wirtz, who then turns and plays it out to Frimpong, cuts it back in the middle for Isak, gets cleared out. Now here's Zobozlai to Gravenberg to Gakpo, who takes a shot and scores! Wow, Cody! Wow. Okay. So maybe there is something to say that the left wing isn't Gakpo's natural position. All right. All right. Okay. Okay. Cody's asking for the ball for a while. He gets it, he turns, and nobody's around him, and he just drags it across the keeper. I mean, he made that look simple. That's a quality finish. Low to the keeper's right, between three players into the corner. That's a quality finish. You know, I was just talking mad trash about him, but you have to give credit where credit is due, and that is a quality finish. Newcastle are going to make a few changes on that. Osula and Store are going to come out. Okay. Okay. All right. Feels a little different now. Gakpo wins the ball again. Wirtz back to Gakpo. Now to Wirtz, to Gravenberg, to Zobozlai, Frimpong, Rio. Rio cuts it back in, tries to take on a man, but plays it back to Zobozlai. Now to Frimpong. Back to Rio. Rio took a shot, blocked, gets kicked around at the top of the box, brought down by Gakpo, took a shot, blocked. Liverpool get the ball again. Here's now Wirtz on the right touchline. Pulls it back for Rio. Rio cutting into the box. Isak kind of let it off for Gravenberg. Don't know that he meant to do that, but he did. And then Gravenberg took a shot, got deflected. Now Wissa is getting harassed by a few players, but he turns away from everyone, leaves everyone in their dust. And somehow Newcastle turn around and fucking score. God damn it, on the counterattack again. God damn it. God fucking damn it. Who is that? Is that one of the substitutions? Is that Willock? It's literally his first touch in the game. That's the second time from that position we've given up a goal from their box on the counterattack. How did Wissa turn away from three defenders? He finds Willock, Frimpong, like, God, takes a deflection off Frimpong right back into his path, like lays him up perfectly, and he finishes it off the inside of the post. Fuck! There's nothing Allison was going to do about that. God damn it. He shined his shoes in celebration. Another good goal by Newcastle. Now here comes Newcastle again. Rio tracking back to win the ball, and he's going to get pulled back. Quick restart by Zobozlai to Gravenberg, who turns into space, brings it up past midfield to Wirtz. Plays Gakpo a little bit too far from him, and Newcastle are going to pick up the ball. Jacket wins the ball. Somebody step to the fucking ball. Okay. Gravenberg to Wirtz to Gakpo. Tries to play it back in the middle. Gets deflected into Kirkaz, who takes it down the touchline. Curls it back in. Nobody's there, but not a bad ball. Gakpo. Long shot. Way off. God damn it. Looks like McAllister's getting ready. Where's the frustration meter? Nope. I don't feel like. I'm going to automatically plug that into whatever's going on. Jacket is going to get fouled. My euphoria lasted 2 minutes. So what's annoying is it's like the exact same. I mean, I don't know if it's annoying or it's like when you're. It's annoying in the sense that when you're playing golf and you keep on doing having the exact same miss. Usually for me that's like a balloon fade that doesn't go as far left. And then I know I'm a little off. I'm not generating what I can, but it's like it's good that it's consistent and I know what I need to work on, but it's annoying that it keeps happening. And that's how I feel about giving up that second goal in that exact same scenario as the first one on the counter. From deep within our box too. Now here comes Miley. Van Dijk dispossesses him, plays it back to Allison, who's gonna get closed down. Plays it to Frimpong, who's gonna get closed down too by Barnes. Frimpong plays it off of him for a throw-in. McAllister and Munoz. Munoz is going to come in for Rio, it looks like. Rio hasn't done much, to be fair. That's a big position to be thrust into for somebody who can't legally drive in his country. And Wirtz is the other player that comes off. So I would think that would mean Szoboszlai steps up in the 8. McAllister plays double pivot. Maybe Gakpo go. Yeah, it looks like Munoz is gonna play on the right a little bit. Szoboszlai does look like he's stepped up and McAllister's dropped back. Wirtz looks a little dejectedly psychopathic on the bench. Does have the look of a serial killer, I will say. Needs to be serially killing that goal though. All right, Liverpool win the ball. Gakpo is gonna get bungled into. Now Szoboszlai. Oh, what? You're pulling that back now? After they already played the. All right. Well, Liverpool restart. Frimpong plays it to Isak, makes a good turn into space. Loses the ball, but here comes Munoz, and they're going to put it back for an earlier foul because if he doesn't pull it back for that, I think that's might be a penalty in the box. And I think that's what the Liverpool players are arguing, that you played advantage and then there's a push in the box after that. So he pulls it back for the first foul. But that's an interesting rules conundrum, because the second foul happens in the box. Jacob Ramsey gets a yellow card for the first infraction. I don't know what happens in this scenario. I mean, Newcastle catch a break, really. Like a real break there. Because you could make the argument that that advantage was played and Munoz would have gotten to the ball. I don't know. Here's the ball in, but it was to the back post, and Virgil almost like I don't know that he intentionally tried to do that, but it looked very casual regardless. Almost backheel it across the keeper. I mean, it's just such an audacious skill to be able to pull off that. That's why I don't think he tried to do that intentionally. There was some decent play by Liverpool. Now, yep, Gakpo running at the goal. Gakpo at the goal. Gakpo gets dispossessed right in front of the goal. Just took a little too long to try to get the shot on or make another pass to somebody else. Has Isak had a shot on goal? Like one that hadn't been blocked? Here's Munoz. Winning the ball. Crosses it in. Isak kind of missed it. Now Wissa picks it up. Chased down by McAllister. Yeah, it's clear watching this squad. They need signings. They need attacking players. They need a right back. And it's going to be another one of those seasons where they're going to look okay in the... Here's the ball. Oh, my God. Newcastle should have had a third there. That was a great cross in. It went all the way across to nobody, and Elanga picked it up on the other side. Elanga tries a shot, caught by Allison, held on to. This ball, Wissa just missed it. It deflected off of him. Should have been a third for Newcastle. Now here's Van Dijk. Gravenberch. Isak. Gravenberch to Munoz. Munoz back to Gravenberch. Isak turns. Plays it out to Frimpong. Frimpong back to Munoz. To McAllister. Back to Munoz. Who crosses it in. Ball comes to the back post to Gakpo. Back to Isak, who blazes it over. That's his first shot of the game that I can remember. Didn't even come close. It was a good cutback for him, too. You know, it's easy to judge professional footballers in the moment of the shots they're taking and the decisions that they're making. But I don't think the shot that he took on was the right choice. He tried to just kind of look like more go for power and potentially could have placed that low into a corner, to the keeper's near corner. He would have been blocked out by the defender. But again, I'm watching a replay in slow motion. Jacket Arujo is going to come in for Jacket. So played 70 minutes. Okay. Now let's see what Arujo brings. Here's a throw in for Newcastle. Oh. That was not that far off for Newcastle, that attempt. It came from a throw in. Newcastle won the ball. McAllister gets megged, cross the back post, punch by Allison, and I don't know who that was on the shot, but first time volley. Willock is on the ground complaining about something, with Van Dijk helping him up. Okay, so definitely not there yet. Work in progress. I mean, again, we hope to now at this point really just, the longer this goes on, the longer you're like, I'm going to take a point. And I mean, I'm looking at Areola's options on the bench. This was Liverpool's problem last season. Like, couldn't find the breakthrough. Oftentimes, I'm looking on the bench. There really aren't any options there. With whatever else is available. I mean, Simicas, Lewis Kumas, Endo, Naoni. There aren't any options there. There isn't a Barcola or a Mbai or a Minta. But here comes Munoz. Cuts it inside. Still driving. Zoboslai. Now Kirkaz crosses it. Oh! And Isak said, give me the ball on the ground. And Kirkaz put it in the air. That's part of the disconnect that I'm talking about. They're just like, it was the right idea, the right position. Isak is saying, put that ball on the ground so that he can tap it in. All right. Munoz, Gravenberg to Zobozlai. Zobozlai steps over. 1, 2. Loses the ball, gets cleared all the way back to about midfield where Arujo brings it across. Now McAllister, Zobozlai. Back to McAllister, to Van Dijk, to Arujo. I mean, we have to keep in mind, Arujo wasn't a Liverpool player last week either, and he's now playing in the Premier League. So at least he's an option, but we definitely need more players. Imagine if he wasn't there, what position we'd be in. Frimpong, I also think it's a little telling Harvey Elliott's not in the squad. Munoz tried to play it to Frimpong and just a little too fast. They're not on the same page again. They're both looking at each other, throwing their hands in the air. Murphy's going to come in for Newcastle. Oh. Whistler's going to get fouled in a dangerous position for a free kick. For Newcastle. Probably like 32 yards out. Maybe 30 yards out. Newcastle going to make a few more changes. I mean, it's crazy that Newcastle have more depth than us. Like, I don't know who else he's going to bring in. It's a bunch of youngsters and Endo. Could bring Endo in and right back, but that's not, I mean, that's not the attacking prowess that we're looking for. Here's the ball in. Met at the front post, or met at the first line of defense. I think that was McAllister or Kirkaz. Maybe McAllister. Now the ball is going to go all the way back to horny check. Allison claims the ball, collects the ball. Now Munoz is out on the left side. Gakpo's playing more in the middle. So, I mean, maybe they're playing a 4-3-3 at this point. Can't tell how much of this is like we don't have personnel. Here's Gravenberg. Now Frimpong. Munoz. There's some shots for handball waved away by the ref. He's going to go out for a throw for Liverpool. Gomez isn't on the bench. Gomez is not available. Kumas is going to come in for Gravenberg. Okay. There's a long throw by Arujo. It looks like what they're setting up for in the box. Front post knocked down. McAllister wins the ball. And McAllister is down. He's going to get a free kick. He won the ball, but he got fouled afterwards. And here comes a yellow card. Oh, yeah, he got trotted on bad by Murphy. That's who the yellow card goes to. All right, Szoboszlai definitely in a position that he likes. So probably say about 34 yards out in the center, towards the center. Here it comes. Shot off the wall, goes up in the air, knocked up again, bouncing around, bounces down, back against the back post. Kumas put it over, but whistle had already gone for a foul. Yeah, I mean the initial reaction is we don't have the depth of squad to compete right now. Our squad is a mid-table squad. We haven't addressed the departures. We sold Curtis Jones. You would think he would have brought some value here instead of Louis Kumas. You would think Harvey Elliott could have brought some value instead of Louis Kumas. So I don't know what's going on there, right? He's not offside, is he? He is offside. Okay. We're in the 81st minute now. I mean, is there anything? Do we have anything? Equalizer, much less anything beyond that. Let's I guess hope for the equalizer first. I mean, I'll tell you, it's not because they're not trying. It's like they attack more forwardly than Slot did. It's just they look rusty and not on the same page. Like there's fight in the team. It's not a Tottenham situation, but I think that's what everybody's sitting there thinking. Everybody's like this, just watching. I mean, I'm the same way. Now they give the ball away, win it back. McAllister, Frimpong, Murad's forward, plays it to Munoz. Munoz trying to go to the touchline. He's going to lose it for a goal kick. Quality isn't there for the Premier League to be a top team in the Premier League right now. I mean, had we put this performance in at Brentford, against Brentford, at Brentford, they might have scored 3 against us also, so. But you know, it's not like it's not been a complete shit show. It's just they're not there yet and they don't have the personnel. There's Gakpo turning inside. Kirkaz. Gakpo. Arujo. Zobozlai. Arujo. Zobozlai. To Van Dijk. Kirkaz, Gakpo, back to Van Dijk, to McAllister, back to Van Dijk, to Arujo, to Zobozlai, out to Frimpong, all the way out right, wide. Now he tries to go to the touchline, lifts it into the back. Isaac pops it up. It's gonna nothing in the header. The wrong attacking position for that header. Van Dijk lugs one forward for Gakpo. That pass never on target. That's the thing. Newcastle have been preparing for this game for... Oh, here's a brilliant pass up for Wissa. Wissa made a great run. Great save by Allison. Arujo got kind of caught napping that time. And to be fair, he did recover. But now Munoz comes all the way back around. Munoz takes a shot, gets blocked. He's going to chase it down and win it, and plays it back to Kumas, who lays it up for McAllister. Zobozlai to Kirkaz. Kirkaz plays it to Frimpong. Now comes all the way back out to the left side. Gakpo floats one to the back post. Nobody attacks that ball. It's a goal kick or a foul. Down a goal in the opener, and we're turning to Luis Kumas. What happened to all of this talk about Barcola and Mbaye and Minta? You would think that you'd see some transfer activity right after this game. Like, if the board is watching the same game as this mere plebeian is watching and observing, you would hope that it would be obvious to everybody. McAllister does well to stay with the ball and win it. Comes out to Kirkaz. Gakpo falls kindly to Kumas. Somehow Kumas beats a man, plays it up for Kirkaz. It's gonna get seen out for a corner, or for a throw. I mean, a goal kick. Finally, there we go. Third time's a charm. Yeah. There's not going to be that much stoppage time added on, I don't think. Maybe 3 minutes, I would estimate. Oh, here's Kumas winning the ball and turning upfield. Plays it to Frimpong, who runs ahead of him. Yeah, stop throwing your arms up in the air, guys. You didn't get a pass exactly perfect if you throw your hands up in the air. Now here come Newcastle. Harvey Barnes to 23. Was that Alanga? Beats Kirkaz. Ooh, plays it across the box. Nobody's there. It's going to go out for a throw. Okay. Get some signings fast. Get some signings fast, board. Get some signings fast. Here's Gakpo being dispossessed. Now, Willock. Oh, good tackle by Araujo. Another good block by Araujo. And Van Dijk clears that ball out for a throw. That was a good play by Araujo there. A yellow card for what? For who? For Virgil? It looked like he wrote 4. He wrote one single letter on the back of the yellow card. Or one single number, and that number looked like a 4. Who is that yellow card for? Five minutes of stoppage time. So there is time for things to happen. Now, here comes Kumas in a ton of space. Brings it up to the box, and then he tries to take a shot. It's going to go out for a corner. Kumas has a lot of energy, and I don't think the defenders know how to handle it, because it seems like he bundles forward and almost has these half positions that he ends up in where the defenders don't know what to do and what not to, and they're a little afraid of his youth and pace, so they don't want to go committing into the challenge. Here's the cross in, punched out, picked up by Frimpong. Beats a man, takes a shot from a long way out, which gets blocked because there's a lot of bodies there. That decision making, guys. Liverpool have a throw. Zobozlai. Gakpo. Zobozlai. Back to Gakpo. Lifts it up. Back post. Nobody. Araujo plays it to Kirkez. Plays it to Zobozlai. Out to Gakpo on the left-hand side. Gakpo tries to take on his man. Somehow comes away with the ball, but gives away the foul. All right. Ball goes to Allison. Now Araujo bringing it up. Frimpong. It looks like Zobozlai. Back to Araujo. Virgil stayed up as the center back. Center back striker. Kirkez out to Gakpo. Cuts it back in. Tried to cross it. Gets headed out. Araujo plays it out to Frimpong. Frimpong trying to take on a man. Trying to do some fancy stuff before he gives away a foul. Give him the ball back and get back in position, Frimpong. There's a minute left. Get back in position. Stop wasting. Oh, I do not like Frimpong. I do not like his style. The whistle is going to come off. And Shar is going to come in. Left with a flat face after this. Now we're in 95. You'd think Liverpool bringing the ball up is the last action. That gets headed down. Munoz. Oh, refs had a long look. Penalty, 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 penalty. Okay. Okay. The ref had a long look about it. I don't know. VAR might disagree. I mean, he does kind of get his body in the way. This, I don't know if he hip checks him, so are you allowed to hip check somebody? I think this will stand. The ref had a long think about it before he pointed to the spot. He thought about it for a while. Newcastle bench jumped up immediately, so you'd think that there's going to be a long, lengthy review around this. Oh, is this the escape that we needed? Is this the escape that we needed? Frimpong, please don't walk towards the referee. Okay. There's still... Yep, I think it's confirmed. I think it's confirmed. Okay. Okay. Zobo for the penalty. There it is. There it is. You'll take it. Honestly, you'll take it. You will take it. Unstoppable penalty by Zobozlai. Keeper went the right way. Didn't matter. Top, upper 90. Keeper's right. Keeper did everything right. Still didn't get miles near that ball. Like, the keeper knew where it was going. The keeper guessed everything right. The keeper read it right. And it was still nowhere. He was, I mean, it's kind of a joke how unclose he was to it after getting all of that right. Okay, well, we're in the 10th minute of stoppage time. And there is the final whistle. God. Like I said, the longer that went on, the more you're like, I will take a point. And they literally left it till the end to get the point. Okay, we're off. We're off to the races. Good God.